everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Moira, and for today's video, I am going to be talking all about the college classes I took in UP Diliman. So ever since I started to make videos about my college experience, I've had a lot of questions about which subjects I took, like ano yung mga math subjects, what were the Arki majors like. So I just thought, why not just make it into a video to make it more organized. This video will be part 1. I will just be talking about all the GEs or the general electives I took in UP. So this will be helpful to any UP student out there. And then part 2 will be out next week, which will be all about my Arki majors. So if you're new to this channel, hi, my name is Moira. I have a degree in architecture and I just graduated last 2019. So I went into the university back in 2014. So yun yung curriculum na sinunod ko. I'm not entirely sure if nag-iba na siya or mag-iiba in the coming years, but you know, makakatulong pa din to. It's still the same GEs. Okay, so this is how it's gonna go down. First disclaimer is that I am not going to be mentioning any of my professors' names. I may be talking about how they handled the class and my experience in that class, but I will not be name dropping because I'm not about that tea. And then I'm going to be discussing the subjects based on their requirement. So in UP, sometimes we get to choose our own classes. So in free choice, we need to have at least 2 AH or Arts and Humanities subjects, 2 SSP, Social Science and Philosophy subject, 2 MST subjects, Math, Science, and Technology, 2 electives, 4 PE classes, and 1 NSTP. And the reason why I'm not gonna talk about the classes in chronological order of how I took them is because in UP, you can actually mix and match your subjects. Like, they're gonna give you a guide, which is here, and you can also check it out on the website itself. I'll link it down below. But yeah, you can mix and match your schedule so you can really decide which GEs you want to take for that semester. The only things that you should not try to mix and match are the prerequisites or co-requisite classes. Like for example, in Arki, those are the math and physics subjects. So kapag nakalagay doon na kailangan first year, first sem mo kailangan i-take tong math class, then you gotta take it. And then I'm also gonna be rating the classes. So 1 star means it's an okay, average, carry lang na subject. And then 2 stars for the subjects that require a little bit more effort than usual. Whew! Okay, and then let's not keep this intro too long and let's get right into the video. Woo! Next, we're gonna talk about the free choice subjects. I think this will help UP students out there if you're thinking of which subject to enlist to, kung worth it ba, ganon. So these are the subjects that I chose to take during my time in college. So first, let's talk about the AH subjects. First, I took Eng 1, and I highly recommend this subject because it's really all about grammar. I think we wrote a lot of papers for this subject. Yeah, we wrote a lot. Tapos yun, proofread ng prof mo, gagandahan niya. Alam ko wala kaming exam for that subject, puro papers lang. Medyo nagparang excursion kami sa mga villages around UP. May pinuntahan kaming isa, had to write a paper about that, the experience. Yeah, it's really just all about writing. And if you get a good prof, then that's even better. Next is Art Stud 2. So I took this kasi wala na akong ibang ma-enlistan. Okay naman siya. I don't remember much of it. I think we discussed like social issues. Wait, art studies to, no? Kaya pala mayroong pinakitang painting. I think it was the painting of Venus. Yun, yung nakaganon na babae. I remember we talked about, like, why did people say that this woman was the ideal beautiful woman? Tapos parang, because she's white, duh! Ayun, tapos parang discuss namin yung issues surrounding that. And also some artists. I remember we discussed Andy Warhol. Tapos may one time na syempre pupunta kami Vargas Museum. I don't think there was an exam in this subject. Papers lang and projects. I think yung last project namin is a video. So yun. Under SSP naman, I took CAS 2. So I took this during my first year, first sem kasi dapat kukunin ko CAS 1 kaso wala na. So sabi nung nag-enlist, nag-manual list, gusto mo CAS 2? Sabi ko, sige. I don't regret it because I actually liked it. It's about Asian studies and I really like learning about the cultures of other countries and yung mga religions nila, ganon. I think it's very interesting and we only had 2 2 exams for this subject and then 1 report. That's mostly it. And I remember this was the first subject na, kasi diba freshie pa lang ako, so parang okay, nag-discuss na yung prof, okay, take down everything he says, and then I would review it before every single meeting just in case they would give a surprise quiz because you know, it's college, this is serious. And then we never had a single quiz for this subject. We didn't even have recitation. As in, talagang sa exams ng mostly nag-rely ang grades mo. So, it works out well for me because I only have to study hard twice a sem. Then I took Philo 10. I think I enjoyed this subject because I really enjoy Philo, and we basically just discussed the different philosophers, as in parang okay, sa time period na to, ito yung mga philosophers, and then ito yung mga philosophy nila, memorize it and then keep it in your mind. Take Philo 10 ha, don't take Philo 11 because that's logic and mas mahirap siya. And then I remember sa exam, parang I had a younger prof, so in the exam there was like a song lyric, tapos based dun sa song lyric pipili ka ng philosopher na nagfi-fit dun sa song lyric na yun. So like, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger is ganito, si Nietzsche, tama ba? Nietzsche, ewan ko. Okay. Next, we have MST subjects. So MST, I suggest you take this either when you're a freshie or when you're graduating kasi you have priority, you have CRS priority, and MST yung mas mahirap na makuhang subjects for some reason. In general, mas mahirap din sila. At dahil nawalan na ako ng choice, I had to take Bio 1. It's not really my first choice, pero wala na. And yeah, like, I figured it would be more difficult kasi you have to memorize a lot more terms, as in yung mga parts of a cell na yan. We actually did a lot of activities for this. We had a debate, and then we also had to make a video about a certain like species of animal or something. We had 2 long exams. Yun nga, medyo mas mahirap siya. If you have a choice, I don't really recommend taking Bio 1, especially if wala ka ng time mag-memorize ng sobra-sobra. Pero if wala kang choice, gotta take it. I also took Jol 1. It's also a bit more difficult, pero I had a good prof, kaya mas kayang manavigate yung class, and we talked about earthquakes and earth science, paano nag-start yung life. Again, 2 long exams. Basically, yun yung standard sa UP. 2 long exams per class. Next, we have electives. So, the available electives differ every semester. Depende talaga siya sa availability. Usually, nililista siya ng registration council nyo. If you're gonna take your electives, I highly suggest that you take a language class. For me, I took Spanish classes for 1 whole year. I really enjoyed it. A lot of my friends also did other language classes like German or Japanese. Ayun. So it was very fun. So first, I took Span 10. So this is the introduction to the Spanish language. And sobrang saya niya kasi I took this when I was a graduating college student. And our lesson for the day was the alphabet. This parang, wow, look at the irony. I'm a graduating college student, and my lesson for today is the alphabet. So cool. Tas mga numbers, ganyan. Pronouns, ganyan. How to introduce yourself. And for this subject, I had a professor who actually grew up in Spain. She's Hispanic. That was very cool na, oh my gosh, galing ibang bansa yung prof ko. Ayan. The next semester, I took Spanish 11. Ito naman yung medyo mas mahirap na Spanish. Pero okay lang. Kasi may mga verbs na. And so verbs, may mga tenses, and yun yung nakakalito. Pero overall, I'm really glad that I took it because I was able to learn a new language. Although ngayon nakakalimutan ko na. Pero you know, there's always Duolingo. Next, we have PE classes. So every UP student is required to take at least 4 PE classes, and UP has the widest range of PE classes. Dance classes to ball games to cheering, as in literal na mag-cheer ka lang sa games ng UP, to bird watching, to bowling, to striptease aerobics. You name it, UP's got it. So, ayun. So for me personally, I decided that I would strictly just take dance classes for all my PE. Kasi I took dance classes when I was in high school, so ayokong mawala siya na lang sa akin. So ayun, I took the liberty to choose dance classes. So the first one I took is modern ballroom dancing. Out of all the like dance sport classes, modern ballroom is for me the most basic. If you're not a dancer pero wala ka na mag-choose ng PE classes, take modern ballroom dancing and find a good partner. Parang yun yung mga waltz. Yun ang natatanda ako, waltz. And then sa end is mayroong ballroom competition, I think. I don't remember, but I just remember it being so much fun. And then the next PE class I took is cheer dance. This one I was excited to take, but I was a little bit scared because our professor was one of the coaches of UP Pep Squad. So parang, hindi ako ready. Tapos parang sinasabi na medyo strict siya. Pero kasi I took it during the mid-year. So, for some reason, hindi siya ganun ka-strict. As in, mas maluwag siya. Yeah, masaya siya. Parang nagtatumbling-tumbling na kami sa mga maths. Although, ang rinig ko kapag tinake mo siya during the actual semester, medyo mas mahirap siya. Kasi kailangan nyo talaga gumawa ng pyramids and stuff. Yung sa amin parang nasa tuhod lang na pyramid. Next PE class I took is South American Social Dance. I had the same prof as one in Modern Ballroom, so I also pre-rogged for this, and thank God they accepted a lot of students. And for me, I personally like this better than Modern Ballroom kasi it was a bit more upbeat. Mas ano siya, kailangan mo ng attitude, ganon. I really liked it. Again, find a good partner. Tapos, and then you need to dance in heels. And then the last PE class I took is tap dance. This is not my first choice, pero nauubusan ako ng classes. Gusto ko talaga street dance kaso lagi silang nauubusan ng slot. So, I got tap dance, which I'm not too mad about because, I love Broadway, and Broadway loves a good tap dance number. So, I'm very glad that I know a little bit how to tap dance. Pero ayun lang, it might not be for all because first you have to buy your tap shoes. So, gagastos ka ng mga 1K. And then, our professor was really strict, as in, they really treated us like a legit dance class and not just random college students who had nowhere else to go. If you're not too quick to memorize steps, I don't advise that you take it. Kasi as in, ang bilis ng tap dance, as in, yung combination namin is like, Buffalo 1, Buffalo 2, Buffalo 3, Buffalo 4, triple half step, triple half step, triple half step, triple half step, tapos ganun yung tempo niya, tapos bawat may step. But at least I could say that I know how to tap dance. And finally, last is your NSTP class. So, you have a choice of whether CWATS or OTC and something else, I think, that I don't remember. So, I took CWATS. So, NSTP, you can either take it once during the mid-year or you're gonna take a whole year of NSTP. A lot of people prefer to take it during the mid-year para tapos na. Ako, I chose not to kasi I was already taking math 53, tapos may PE pa ako. And if I took NSTP, I'm gonna be staying in UP the whole freaking day, and I did not want that. So sabi ko, bala na, I'll take it during the SEM. And then the NSTP you choose also depends on the college it's under. You can choose any college, pero yung activities nyo, magdadepend sa college na yon. So, I chose mine to be under CSSP, and luckily, the prof that I got was new to NSTP. Hindi rin niya kapa masyado kung paano mag-NSTP, so medyo mas naging chill yung class namin. But basically, the first semester that you take it is just a whole lot of lectures. We had like a class project by the end. The second sem is where your class needs to do a project or something. And our class originally planned to go to Subic and then mag-overnight kami and we're gonna clean the ocean or something to save the turtles. Pero medyo late na kasi kami sa mga permits, so hindi siya natuloy, and instead we just had bird watching around UP, which works really well for me. Hindi ko na kailangan pumunta ng pagkalayo-layo para sa grade ko. And then gagawa lang yung class ng joint book or something about it, and that's basically all we did. But guys, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Make sure to watch out for part 2 coming up next week about my Arki majors, and I know a lot of you are very interested with that. So anyways, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to hit subscribe, and also don't forget to click on the notification bell so you're updated whenever I post a new video. Comment down below what video you want to see next, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!